Hey YouTube, welcome back. This is gonna be long, so I'm letting you know now, which is cool because a lot of people skip. Some people watch on faster speed. As usual, when I sat here, I noticed that my hanging brush dry thing was up here. Y'all look at this. We're not gonna put them all away right now. We're gonna just take out the ones that we're gonna use for this video, and I'll put them away later. What we're using for this video, we're going to be using our Martine Cosmetics 669 dupe palette, which looks like that. Oh, this is so much dark goodness in here. We're going to be using the Pat McGrath Gilded Nirvana palette. We're going to use these for toppers for the corresponding shades that we're going to be using from Natasha Denona Retro Glam. So I am excited to pair these together. Can I hold them up together? So y'all can imagine from Lethal, we're going to be using a dark shade. The whole palette's dark. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to see if I can hold all of these up with my uncoordinated self here. So you can see, ooh, so you, so you can see what we're going to be working with. This is what, am I going to take a picture of a thumbnail? Yes. So this is what we're going to be working with. So I do think Pat is going to amp up some of the shades here, and this is going to give us the depth that we want and possibly flare for our lower lash line, if I don't forget that I said that, because I'll be saying what I'm going to do, and then girls like, what are you doing? I don't know. Yes, I'm in a good mood. I slept extremely well. So right now, I'm looking at, well, let me take out the brushes that I am going to use for this look from the brush kit. Well, not the brush kit, the brush. Is this content? Me not looking at y'all. I always laugh with you. This is that. It's all content. So, yeah, so I'm just taking out the brushes that I am going to use for this look. And then we're going to get jiggy with it. We are going to put in contacts. Nina, I will let you know when to look away. And I know I don't consider any of these things a need. But I do enjoy wearing them, and I do just want to use them. So the ones that are more colorful will more so be for, what am I looking for? I'm looking for the Prime Pometics brush. Here it is. The ones that are more colorful, particularly the green, which I have opened now, I should say, is good for troll play looks because it does add to the look. The black one, I'm just wearing them to just wear them. What else am I going to be using from here? This is a lot of brushes, y'all. This is a lot of brushes. And some of them I doubled up, so I'm being careful of how I take them out so that I don't end up taking out ones that I'm not planning on using. So that's going to stay over here on, I need 2 of these, I think. Yeah. Alright, so, yeah, I washed all of those this morning before going to sleep, and I'm like, this is a lot of friggin' brushes. I'm like, I need to wash this because this is getting out of control here. So, another opportunity may have come upon me. Let's put in these contacts, and then we'll do the brows, and then we'll jump into this look. So another opportunity is upon me. I'm not rushing it at all. I'm still trying to work it out within my mind, because it's something that will require time. Look, not quite yet. Okay, wait. Let me take the lid off of the solution. Oh, and I dropped the lid to the solution. All right, Nina, look away. Look away, look away, look away. Okay, this one doesn't want to go in. These are so thin, they turn in on themselves. Well, they fold in on themselves. Otherwise, it is like a really quick process. So we're putting in the second one. Don't look, Nina. I appreciate when Jen Loves would do that, when, like, if she's showing like an ad or something, And she would say, it is fast moving. If you have vertigo issues or whatever, like look away. And she would let us know when to look. And I appreciate that because I deal with vertigo. You can look, Nina. I appreciated that because I have vertigo issues. And even some of like Pat McGrath's ads and some of Natasha's, the email, Natasha Denona, the emails they send, and they're showing you pictures and they're just flashing by really quick. I'm just like, okay, no, I am about to have an episode. And so I do appreciate when she says that. And I don't know why I didn't think to say that until, and actually it was on my mind to say that, but then somehow along the way I forgot, which I do be forgetting things because I'll be so excited to get started doing stuff. And so I am glad that now I remember to say, look away, look away. So I'm not going to talk about what the opportunity is. I'm going to process with a good friend of mine. Because one of the things is fitting it into my schedule. Because y'all know when I do something, I'm going to do the damn thing. And so I don't want to half-ass anything. And so that's where I am. It's just kind of taking my time. And actually, I didn't realize it had been that long. I pulled these two at random. Both of these are from MAC. Color Excess Gel Pencil Eyeliner. Stay the Night. We're going to put on Inner Rims. And this one is Hellbent. We'll put Lower Lash Line unless I get mixed up somewhere along the way when it comes time to put those on. So I had said to myself, I'm going to just let this sit for a minute and, think about it later or where it's going to fit in later into my daily schedule. And they messaged me again. They emailed me again saying, I just wanted to make sure, this didn't get lost in your inbox. And that's when I realized it had been a month. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And so I did write back. And ironically, it was something that I was thinking of doing. And so y'all might think, well, it was something you were thinking of doing and the opportunity came to do it, just do it. Right? But I also didn't want to be impulsive. And then I'm thinking about other things right now that are going on in my life and where I'm going to need energy for physical and mental energy for yada, yada, yada. But I realized it had been a month. And so I did email back. I didn't commit to anything because it is a whole process anyway. But I'm just thinking things through and just seeing, thinking, is it worth the push? You know what I'm saying? Well, no, you don't know what I'm saying because I'm being kind of cryptic. Yeah, I don't know what else to say without saying the whole thing, which does not need to be said here. That will be something for the members, though. So if you're a member here, when I do share this with you, you will understand, why I'm, unsure. I do feel like it'll be a good thing. And again, it is something that I thought about. And so it's kind of ironic in a way that in the midst of thinking off and on about it, that the opportunity has come to me. So it's like, girl, just do it. But then I don't want to be impulsive and I want to just be sure it's going to fit. Because there are some things, and y'all know me, it's always something going on. And if I commit to something, I'm going to commit. And so I was thinking, do I really have the mental and physical energy for the next couple months to do this thing? And I'm not sure. But I'll be processing with a friend later today. I think today is the 27th of June. But I do really believe it's going to be a good thing. And I am excited. It's just timing, is what I'm hearing myself say. Is that it's just timing on, okay, is this the time? But I kind of think it is, because there is a financial factor involved as well. So I don't want to pass on that. You know what I'm saying? This is my natural brow shape, and I think we're going to... This one is more here, where this one comes further down this way. And I don't want to do too much, because then it'll look unnatural, where this is actually my natural brow shape. But we are just going to bring this down a little bit. And whatever it looks like when I brush it, against the grain, that's how it's going to stay. So I'm excited to use these palettes, and I'm still, you know, trying to use everything within like 2 months. And so that's why we're tripling up with palettes today. But I do enjoy pairing palettes more than I thought that I would, because I know like years ago, and not even that long ago, where it was like just pick up a palette and use it, but then wanting to, and more or less, I don't want to say forcing, but more or less being cognizant to use, you know, all of my palettes within like a 2-month period. It is pushing me to just pair them if you need to, and don't consider it a cheat, because I used to consider that a cheat, and now I don't. And then just like I used to think, if you're only using one shade, you're not using a palette. Yeah, you're still using a palette. And so my thought process has changed about a lot of things. And it's been a good change, in my opinion. I know I said I was going to leave my browns alone. We're gonna leave them like this. So, City Beauty Brightening Eye Cream. So let me just go ahead and do the intro. I think this is really almost done. I remember mentioning before that I am pushing harder to get product out of it. And I think because it's near the bottom, I have a Bio Beauty one here that's just waiting for me to start using it. Y'all, this is done. I am pushing this all the way down. This is all the way, oh, shit. So maybe one more out of here, I don't know. And this is too much, but damn. Because I thought it was done, because I was pushing it all the way and it wasn't moving any more than my first pump. I just realized, or I had forgotten, there's a scent to this. And maybe because I use so little usually, I don't smell it, but this has a scent to it, almost like medicinal in a way, but not strong, because if it was strong, I would have noticed it, like, you know, way back. But anyway. So hello again and welcome. Am I crooked? Hello again and welcome. My name is Dion. I call this just a little squirt. I call this the crazy troll nation of YouTube. Why do I call it that? Crazy concept. Knowing it's okay to be your authentic self in a world where people will tell you who and how you should be. This is the Prime Cosmetics brush that they sent with their under eye brightening corrector. And this is a really nice brush. And no, this is not my under eye, and I know this is not my under eye. But we're going to put some here and just let it do what it do, or let it do what it don't do. So this is what it looks like. I do have a link down below for this. Thank you in advance if you use it. Being your authentic self in a world where people will tell you, I'm still crooked, who and how you should be. The troll part is not caring too much about the beauty community standards. You set the standard for yourself. Try not to feel like you need to use a certain tool, a certain product, a certain technique, because that's what they're telling you in the video you're watching. I'm here to just tell you, use whatever you want to, however you want to, excuse me, to get your makeup on in a way that you are satisfied with it. Here at the Crazy Troll Nation, excuse me, we believe in self-acceptance and self-love, embracing our natural features, enhancing them if you want to, when you want to, but never feeling like you have to. Love yourself for who you are and for how you look, even when you're not wearing face paint. So that's what the Crazy Troll Nation motto is. And so when we say troll here, it's a good thing. It means we just wear what we want to. Excuse me for that glare. We wear what we want to, and we just rock it. You know, we're not here for validation from other people or approval for other people or to live for other people. Just being who we are and loving ourselves for it. Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer NY11. Two things about me. Sometimes I curse because sometimes I curse. And we're going to use a different brush for that. This is the Real Techniques number 210. I curse sometimes because I curse, and there's an organism named Bruce that lives in my throat that likes to randomly hiccup, gargle, and belch in videos. I try to be aware of him to say, excuse me. Sometimes I'm not aware. So if you hear him and I don't say anything for whatever reason in that moment, I was not aware. So forgive me and Bruce ahead of time. I'm excited for another reason today. And I sent someone something And they received it, they tried it, they love it. And y'all know I love when things are used, and I love when, because we don't always know when we send stuff to people, friend mail or whatever, like if it's going to work. But when it works, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I am just so excited about that. Who's excited about sending stuff to other people when it works for that other person? Like who? I am. It's not about, okay, how many toys are in my toy box, but let me share. You know what I mean? So I was really excited about that. We're going to do one full pump of the makeup, the Milk Makeup primer, and we're going to do the one full pump of the Fenty Hydrating Luminous Foundation. I don't know the full title, and it's not on the container, so I don't know why. The soft matte one says soft matte on it, but this one doesn't. But you can tell, well, I can tell from the design of the bottle. The other one doesn't have all these. It isn't as shapely as this one is. So it was something I was going to talk about, but I kind of don't know if I want to talk about it. I mean, it's nothing bad. So we're going to mix this together as usual. Put this on. I feel like I am back in the groove of my long form content, and it does feel good because I remember I've always enjoyed doing long form content. And whether I do my base face here or not, it still want to get done. So it's just like, let's just do it here and just chit chat with people. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about it. And this is not a religious channel. I consider myself a spiritual person, not a religious person. Religion is tradition. I religiously brush my teeth twice a day. You know what I'm saying? I religiously wash, my makeup brushes after each use, or at least before I use them again. So to me, religion is just tradition, like doing what you've been taught to do by other people or systematic organizations, that type of thing. And so I don't consider myself a religious person. I consider myself a religious person. Things that I was taught when I was younger, I still remember what they are. And some stuff, just like as I got older and I started paying attention, some stuff didn't. When people would say certain things, it just didn't make sense to me. And I would wonder, like, well, how do you believe what you say you believe, but yet you believe this too, because they're opposing each other? And those are some of the things that we're going to talk about. And this isn't to bash anybody's faith. This isn't to bash anybody's thought process. This is just me talking about things that make me go, You know what I'm saying? And also I think it'll make for good, I don't want to say good conversation, because somebody's going to come and say something. I'll be like, bitch, you're going to hell. Whatever. And not whatever, that's where I'm going, because I am secure in who I am. And so it's not much that someone can say to me that's going to have me like... And y'all have seen me go off before. Let me know if you've been here for, I'll say a couple years. Let me know if you remember when I used to go to hell off on people. And sometimes I'm still doing live streams, but not as much. But let me know if you can relate to what I'm saying, how I do feel like, other than those rare occasions where I feel like playing along with mouse over trolls and live streams, that I am just like, what else? This is a balance issue, because I think it keeps turning, tilting, I should say. Fashion Fair, Set It Loose powder, the shade I wear is truly tawny. So here's the thing, right? I was raised Christian, Protestant mostly. Went to a Methodist church, because when you're a kid in a black community, you go where your grandparents take you. And I'm saying grandparents because the parents are usually working, is so you go where your grandparents take you. And so I learned a lot, saw a lot. As an adult, I favored non-denominational churches. Because if you say you believe in a certain thing, if you say you believe in God, if you say you believe in the Easter Bunny, like whatever it was, then that's where you're going to feel most at home. You know what I'm saying? I did accidentally go to a Catholic Mass once, part of the transfer student, when I went to Long Island University. transfer students, they had us in our own group and gave us tours and all of that, and they had a schedule on things to do. And so it said Protestant worship. And so me and, I'm not going to say her name, even though, I don't think she watches my YouTube videos, but so she was like, oh, we should go to here. So we were just doing all the things, and we didn't know that they had changed the location of the Protestant service and the Catholic Mass. And so we walk in, and it was a Catholic Mass, and we were just like, what's happening? And because we were late, which was one thing, and they ushered us to sit like in the second row from the front on the side, and we were just like, what's happening? If you're familiar with Catholic services, Catholic Mass, they stand up and say things and then sit down, stand up and say things. And so we were just like looking at each other like, what is happening? Like, are we going to be sacrificed? Like, what is this? It was bizarre because it was new to me. And so we didn't know what things to say, what things to do. I'm just picking 2 bronzers. Ooh, oh my gosh, I dropped the medium level 7 bronzer. We're sure it's fine. Let's see. Awesome. Sorry for that glare. And we're going to randomly pick 2 brushes. Let me say this right now. Random. Oh, Acai Sky and Hibiscus Haze. This is not, I'm not saying these things for anyone to be like, yeah, cause da 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 da, blah 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 blah, they're wrong. I'm not saying this to create an uproar or an argument. This is just me just talking. Raw amber and golden pyrite, we chose them at random. So let me just put that out there now. And yes, you can leave whatever comment you want to. If you're going to bash or judge, I will most likely just delete your comment. This is not me taking sides. This is just me saying what things to me don't make sense sometimes. And it's people. It's not the religion. It's the person. We're going to take deep level 10 House Labs Sigma F43. And I do know people of different faiths, different beliefs. I know agnostic people. I know atheists. I know Christians. I know Muslims. I know different types of people. Well, I should say people of varying religious beliefs. And as long as you respect me and I respect you, it's fine. One of my closest friends was Muslim, and we got along fine. So it's just respecting people for who they are and their beliefs, and not saying that they're wrong because they believe something that you don't. And what was ironic and refreshing in a way, like as I think back, was we would talk sometimes about things within our respective religions or beliefs that we didn't agree with, or that other people didn't agree with, or certain things we do that they say we shouldn't. And so it was refreshing because sometimes people are always like, well, this is what I believe and everybody else is wrong. It wasn't like that. We had a very healthy respect for each other and what we believed in and how we lived our life, and there was never like any judgment or anything like that. And so it was really nice to just be open to having conversations and to ask questions. And this is the medium level 7. It came in handy for me for real, because when I would meet someone who would say they're a Muslim and they would do such and such, I knew from talking with her that what they were saying was bullshit. And so it was just like, that's not what she said. Like, what? And she would give, I don't want to say proof, but I knew that she knew what she was talking about. And just like with some Christian things and biblical things, like I know what I'm talking about. Like I done read the Bible, I don't know how many times all the way through. So when people come at me like, well, such and such, such and such, I'm like, yeah, I read that and I understand that. And it does come down to interpretation as well. But anyway, so here's my thing. We're going to take Acai Sky first, and we're going to put that back here. So I know a guy. I know we all know a guy, right? We all know a guy. And he identifies as Christian. He's also a preacher. And he's always been, like, his entire life, since like his teenage years. When he was in the military, he was a chaplain. When he retired from the military, he was chaplain for his state's Department of Corrections, and doing weddings. and, you know, funerals and going places and teaching. And I've been down that road too. I am a minister. I am ordained a minister to teach. And y'all know I love teaching. And so, you know, some things just fit. And I do believe things that life has for you, they have a way of finding you. And so that's been, you know, that was really cool too. And so I'm not saying I know everything, but some things just don't hit right when people say stuff. It's just like, and so anyway, so he's always been a preacher. He's in his 5th marriage. And some of y'all are like, what? Yeah. And as I said, he's been a preacher, or preaching, I should say, since he was like his early 20s. And he's in his 5th marriage. And I'm going to turn this over, use the same brush. Take hibiscus haze on this side of the brush. Not this sky side, but this side. And we're going to put hibiscus haze here. So Acai Sky is back here. So we're doing a gradient. I love doing a gradient. I don't know why it took me so long to do a gradient with blush, excuse me, because I've been doing a gradient with bronzer for a while. And I just recently started doing gradients with blush not too long ago, which means probably 6 months ago. But I just love it. Like, look, girl. And so he's in his 5th marriage. He admits that, you know, he was unfaithful in all of his marriages. He freely admits, you know, he did, you know, his wives wrong. And so now keep in mind, he's a preacher, right? His marriage now, I've met the wife. I think she's certifiable. Like, needs counseling. Golden pyrite. This is, I didn't tell you the last brush, which those of you who have been here already know. The F11 from Sigma. This is Sigma's F03. So we're going to just put this here. And his wife is certifiable. She, in my clinical opinion, she needs a lot of therapy. She'll be really cool with you until like the 3rd day, and then she just straight shuts down. And how he explained it to me was, you know, she's the black sheep of the family. And so I'm thinking she's afraid to get hurt. And so she will shut you down before that can happen. But the way she shuts down and her whole attitude changes. And it's just like, whoa. We're going to take a clean F03. Because we did put golden pyrite on both sides. So this is raw amber. And we're going to put this more so up here. And so he said to me one day, I'm surprised sometimes at the things that people tell me. Because I'm like, who am I that you're like telling me like your personal business? You know what I'm saying? He has said that, yeah, you know, she has her ways. And, you know, I don't agree with them. But, you know, I think I deserve it because of how I've treated my previous wives. And so, and that stopped me, because if you're preaching, you know, God forgives and, you know, all of that, then why is it that you think you deserve this bad behavior because of your past mistakes? You see what I'm saying? If God forgives and you're preaching he forgives, why are you saying like you deserve this type of treatment from this woman because of your past actions? Like, it wasn't even with her. Like, the past, you know, this is his 5th marriage. And so she has nothing to do with his other marriages. But that kind of stopped me. And I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, so you preach God forgives, but yet you're saying you believe this is happening because you deserve it. Well, where's the forgiveness? You don't forgive and then you still punish the person. That's not forgiveness. And so it just kind of caught me looking at the fan. Scandinavia, the makeup finishing spray bridal formula. And so I was just like, and I didn't ask any questions, but in my mind, I'm like, do you really believe that God forgives? If he's punishing you when your wife has these emotional meltdowns, these emotional hostage type situations with you, you see what I'm saying? And so, and again, this isn't to be like, yeah, I'm just saying why I think as freely as I do, or I think as much as I do sometimes about, different beliefs. So we are going to put Hellbent, which is more of the bluer one. This is more of a forest green type thing, but we're going to put this on interims. And so that was just one of the things where I was just like, do you really believe what you preach? Do you believe what you say you believe? And yes, I do know, we're going to believe what we want to, regardless of what comes out of our mouth. And I do believe people are people, regardless of what they say that they believe. Excuse me. But that was just like one of those things. And another situation, another person, her son, and again, people be telling me things, and I'm just like, why are you telling me like your business or somebody else's business? You know what I'm saying? So in a way, it's just kind of strange. People do just open up to me, and I just be like, why? Like, what are you telling me this for? And so she was saying that her son and his girlfriend, he moved her in, and they were together for a very long time. After like however many years, they did get married. But during their time of cohabitation, which in that particular religion should not be a thing, or is considered, a bad thing. And I had met the girl, the woman, and she was saying how, she wanted to have another baby. And the one she had passed away under very mysterious circumstances. But anyway, and that was before this dude. So his mom was telling me, well, yeah, I know she wants a baby, but I think, God's not allowing her to get pregnant because they're living together without being married. And I'm like, what? What? So you think... And I didn't say it to her, because again, I just listen. Even like with makeup, one of my besties would be like, we listen and we don't judge. And I think that's why a lot of people tell me a lot of things, because I don't judge. I just listen and just be like, wow, okay. So what she was saying was, she believed God was not allowing her to get pregnant, her son's living girlfriend to get pregnant, because they were living in sin, so to speak. And in my mind, I'm thinking, have you read your Bible? And again, not judging, but it's just like, if God is a God of love and forgiveness and, redemption, and, Jesus came to wash away your sin, why do you think that God would withhold a blessing? Because people do think all children are blessings, regardless of how, they come into this world. And so I was just like, so why, like, what? And so those are just some things that when people tell me things, I think about, and I'm like, so it makes me wonder. This is what it makes me wonder. Do you really believe what you say you believe? Do you really believe what you say you believe? If you believe in forgiveness, if you believe in redemption, if you believe that your sins are washed away, then why would God do something as if you were not forgiven? And I'm sure I'm probably causing some people to click off, because we are talking about religious things. And that's why I consider myself spiritual and not religious. I've had some spiritual experiences. I've seen things every now and then, still do. I hear things sometimes that other people don't hear. And so I do believe that, I think it's arrogant to think us human beings are like the only beings in this universe other than animals. I'm gonna just say it like that. And so being a spiritual person, I say it that way because I've had my share of spiritual occurrences and situations, and that's not bound by any religious belief, in my mind. And because of certain things that I've been through and certain things that have happened, that's why I believe the way I believe as far as spirituality versus believing in a religion, because there's things that'll happen that religion can't explain. Seriously. And so it's like, what are you talking about? Um, but it is interesting for sure. So we are going to go ahead and prime the eye. I'm going to open up these palettes. We do know these are going to be a topper for the corresponding shade from Retro Glam. So right now, we're just going to leave that open, sitting on the side. The main things is the 669 dupe palette, because this is going to give us our depth in the outer corner. I am so sure. And something spicy on lower lash line. And then we have Retro Glam. So that's where I'm at with things. And what I love is that, as I was saying, I know people of different beliefs, different religions, and we talk, and they say don't talk religion or politics with your friends. Why the hell not? How are we friends if I feel like I should not or will not talk to you about certain things? If we're friends and we love each other, we care about each other, there should be no topic off limits. And if I feel like I shouldn't be talking to you about something, then, I need to rethink our friendship. And for me, it's more of a kinship, because people I am close with, my chosen family, it's like we're more than friends, we're family. And so it's like, if we can't talk about certain things, why are we even around each other? Like, there should be a freedom, I think, in talking about whatever's on your mind, talking about whatever's on your heart with this person, and knowing that they're going to listen. And, if they have something to add, they do. And if they don't, they don't, but they don't judge. That's my view of friendship. And with female friends in my life, I call it friendship/sisterhood, because it is a very intimate bond. And so if we don't have that, then you're just somebody I'm cool with. You know what I'm saying? Oh, something's happening in this eye. I think I pressed too hard. I have to remember to press lightly when I have contacts in, because otherwise doing this over my actual mobile lid will move the contact lens. This is getting dry. This is about done, and I'm just holding on because I only have one backup, and the nobody's not over to the end of the year. I opened this, October 2025. So November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, almost July. So 9 months I used up that primer. I was going to toss it sooner until I realized I only had one. I just dropped that brush. All right, we got a bunch sitting here that are clean. So we're going to take this one and put on Max Paint Pot and Groundwork. And so, I'm one of those people. And if we're supposed to be cool, we're supposed to be friends, we have this sisterhood or brotherhood thing going on, and you're like, okay, well, I just don't want us to ever talk about such and such, I will start backing away from you, because I don't want to, and you could say it's selfish if you want, but it's hard for me to be myself if you tell me you don't ever want to talk about such and such. And I'm talking about even like if it's politics, it's the news, local stuff in the community that's happening or whatever. Like, if I can't share things with you, if I can't share my thoughts and feelings with you, then why are we here? Like, what is there to talk about? Just talk about what you want to talk about? And so I find it hard to maintain those friendships, because if we're friends, we should be able to talk, in my mind. But anyway, so we're going to be using quite a few of the Esom V27s. Both of these are. If you've been with me, bear with me. The black ones are the newer ones with the angled bristles. The previous ones are a silver handle, and the bristles are not angled. But I love them both, and y'all know I love my angled brushes. So that's kind of what was on my mind today to talk about. And then at first I wasn't, because this is not a religious channel. We're going to take Oscar. I'm trying to see which shades I have not used, but I'm sure we've used them all. This is a repurchase for me, and I didn't mix it up with other stuff this time. We're going to take Oscar. I don't think Oscar is going to make much of an appearance. I did not tap off. Oh, okay. I see you, Oscar. I see you. And I do find it interesting knowing people of different beliefs, because the conversations are interesting. And so just sitting and talking about things, learning more about the other person, what they believe, it's very eye-opening. And sometimes we have more in common with our beliefs than we think, because we are of different religious or spiritual backgrounds. You know what I mean? It's just very interesting. And I know some people who, you know, they say that they're a witch. I would never know. But then it's like, what is your idea of a witch? Like, what does that even mean? You know what I'm saying? Now we're going to... Ooh. I want to just take one of these greens in here just because. But I'm looking at 669 dupe, and those colors are so rich. I'm just like, I want to take one of those. But we're not. We're going to... I don't use the lighter shades much, and so I'm struggling because I want to take this because this does show up nice. I'm surprised that this showed up like that, and I don't know why, because Natasha shades do show up. Okay, this is hard. We're going to take Marlin, this shade right here, but because we're going to tap it with, I feel like I'm yelling, and I am tapping off this one. Oh, this is pretty. Retro Glam is a pretty palette. It's low key, as you see. If this is your vibe, y'all, and we are going to top this with a green or something from Gilded, so it's going to amp it up. But this is pretty. Like, I see more of the color in the mirror over here than I do where you are, but there is a distinction in the mirror over here between that first shade and this shade. This is pretty. So we're going to go almost halfway, not quite. And then we're going to take Oz. I do want to do a lighter shade though, but we're going to take Oz, this shade here. So we're staying kind of green. And this is I believe this is a cream to powder. I can tell by how the brush marks look in it. And so we're going to put this here. And yes, they're kind of blending together, but if this is your vibe, this is a pretty ass look. This is pretty. And yes, it does look like it's blending together, but you want your shadows to look blended without having to put in a lot of work. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I feel like I'm starting to sweat. I do not have the little fan over here on. I just have the oscillating fan over there on. This is pretty. This is a pretty palette. I am glad I repurchased it. And I had kept like 9 of the shades from the previous one, and when I thought about that, I'm like, you like this palette more than you thought, because even though I was swapping in and out shades, I kept like 9 of them. So it's just like, girl, you know you like that palette. Stop playing. Now we're going to take Maxi, this shade here. So what am I putting on outer corner from the Lethal palette? We're going to put this here. This formula, I really love her formula. This is so nice. So it is really nice knowing people and having friends and sisterhoods and brotherhoods with people who do have different beliefs. It's very interesting conversations. And what it requires is just mutual respect, period. Like, no judgment, just listen, ask questions, and not to point out what you think is wrong, but just to hear what they're saying. Because a lot of times it makes sense. Just because you don't believe it doesn't mean that it doesn't make sense. There's a lot of things I understand that don't make sense. Look at the political climate we live in. I understand shit is fucked up, but that don't make it not fucked up. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, this is pretty. All right, we're going to put this palette down because I'm wanting to... I think I'm going to turn this fan on down here because I got to plug it in first. I'm making sauce again tonight. I still have some in the freezer. I think I have 2 containers of sauce with ground beef in it. But I took out ground turkey the other day and that thawed. Is this content? Alright, so I have this fan on. Okay. This is pretty. I'm glowy. That's sweat, y'all. We're going to take a Sigma E45. And shit. We're going to take out another one of these. I'm sure I have one in my thing where the brushes are drying. Now, there was so many things. That thing filled up. I was just like, that's a lot of brushes. So we have our 2 of these because each shadow gets its own color. And we're going to take, what does this say? Faye. We're going to take Faye, this shade here. We're going to just tap straight in. And we're going to put this like right here. How many shades is this already? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5. Y'all, it is so easy for me to use a lot of shades. So we're taking this halfway over. And then we're going to take, this is a nice palette. And even though I like color, it's a low key color. It's low key for sure, but I really do like it. If I didn't, I wouldn't have repurchased it. Now we're going to take Sage. We're tapping straight in again. I'm going to tap that one off. Excuse me. And we're going to put this over here. That blended that really nice. And we're going to put that right here. And while we're in here, no, we're going to leave our brow arch for gilded. This is pretty. This is pretty. I know I repeated myself. So, what did I just say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shades. Now, about to get jiggy with it. I'm going to have to take out some more of the Eastern V27, but I do have like 5 more that's washed over here on the thing. So, okay, outer corner. Event Horizon. This is a nice shift. So it's red and then it's like a fire golden green something. And we're going to put that on our outer corner. But then what else am I going to do with this palette? I need another brush. All right, let me take 3 more brushes out of here. Some V27s. This is why some people are like, when I did my brush collection, they're like, why do you have so many? Because every brush gets its own color. I'll be using them. So what do I not want to take? Do we want to stick with the green? We're going to take this one because that's going to add a little funk element to it. So Event Horizon. Ooh. I'm going to tap off. And we're going to, oh my. This is creamy. I am going ever so lightly. Oh my word. Oh my word. I need to tilt this fan over here because it's making my eye feel dry. Y'all see how easy that was? And then just very, oh my gosh. Oh. Alright. So we are just tapping. Y'all, just a tap. Look at this. Tap. Y'all see that? And then, so I tap to get the line. This is the point. This is the point where I remember I'm supposed to be doing different eye shapes for this year. That was something Janessa and I said we would do for this year, and I keep forgetting until I do this shape. And then I'm like, I'm supposed to be doing something different. I'll be forgetting. Sorry, Janessa. And I think that was my idea. Shit, I'm still just like, I'll be forgetting. Y'all, this, oh my word. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my, y'all, that was so freaking easy. So you see this shift? Yes. So you see this color right here, and then look at that, y'all. Oh my gosh. So you see one color, and then you turn. Oh my gosh, and it does go very well with these greens because of that shift. So we just lightly, very lightly. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Becky, look at her butt, too cheap. Let me know if y'all know where that's from. Because y'all know I be randomly singing like lyrics to stuff and y'all like, what? Ooh, what else do I want to do from this palette? Lower lash line. We're going to take 2 of the Fenty 220s because y'all know I love these for my lower lash line. And I'm thinking this shade on first half of lower lash line. This would add some flair. This is a dual chrome as well. When I look down here, it's purple. But so this is what I see in person. But then look, oh yeah, we're using that one. Rise from the Ashes. It's not a dual chrome or anything, it's just a metallic. So we are just stabbing it to get it on the tip of the brush, tap off, because that's gonna go right here. First half. Tap in twice, tap off. Oh my gosh. Tap in twice, tap off. Tap in twice, tap off. I know we talked about a lot of different things in this video. We talked about an opportunity that I'm being cryptic about. We talked about things about different beliefs that to me I'm just like, that's not in line with what it says. And again, because I have read the book numerous times, I'm like, that's not what it said. There's a rap song, and one of the lyrics is, interpretation is what tells the lie. And that is so true. Look at this administration, you know, all about, you know, Christian beliefs and Christian values, but the stuff that they're doing is like, what? Make that make sense. We're going to put this one away. I was going to use this for lower lash line too, but I could. I think I'm going to use this to blow out lower lash line. So we're going to get like a very faint kind of fun grunge type look from this look that we're doing. What am I saying? Yeah, so we're going to take Exosphere, y'all. I'm thinking of Nina right now because she loves lethal as well. I have not even looked at anything lethal in a long time because y'all know I decluttered a lot, and not because I didn't like it, but just because I wasn't using it, and y'all know I like stuff to be used. But even when I look at their new releases, I found out through buying some of their pre-made palettes that I do prefer my BYOPs, because then you're buying exactly what you want. Even still, you know, I ended up giving some palettes away. So I have 2 12 pans left out of all the ones. At one point I had like 9. But being realistic about what am I using, what am I like super excited to use. So that's why I got rid of some stuff. But Lethal's formula, I'm not quite sure how to word it, because some of their pre-made palettes, some of the formulas I did not like, and that's where my joy came in for the BYOPs, because you get the ones that you like. And it just turns out that the formulas were like really solid. And some people do like other formulas. It's just preference. So y'all did. Oh, this is nice. This is nice. I forget what I titled this video. Y'all, we are almost an hour. We did a lot of talking in this video. There are some things I just refuse to just be like, nah, bruh. And then, but then, like I'm saying, like I said in the beginning, this isn't a place to like argue, debate, or whatever. And so if it's something, I'm just like, nah. I just keep it to myself and keep it moving. We are going to use this. We're going to take Unearthed, this shade right here. This one might make sense because we got the green up here. I think this might make me look a little dusty, but we're going to see. And if it does, we'll just put some on top of it. This is Unearthed, and we're going to start here. And we're coming a little bit below where that lower lash line shade is. This is not much of a color, but I just want to see. This is good for like this area right here, because it is not much of a color, but it will help if I want to just further blend something or just put something there to take up the space. And so I don't know if you can see a difference between this and this. Like this just looks blended underneath where this one doesn't, but I do this shade in person, and then this mirror down here, I can see like the shadow under here from this shade. So it's not much, but it does add something to my eyes. And y'all might be like, girl, you delusional. I will be delusional because I know I look good and I know this look is bomb. So I'm gonna say what you want to say. Say what you want to say. There was an uproar, not a mass uproar, about the Rastafarian, who part of their religious beliefs and a sign of their devotion is not to cut their locks. And this guy, he got arrested. He's in Louisiana, state of Louisiana. He got arrested for drug charges. And he took with him the paper that says, for religious reasons, it's unlawful, or however it was worded. You're not supposed to cut their locks. It was a law. Don't cut their locks if it's for religious, reasons. It said 2 guards held him down. Well, he gave the paper to the guards, and the guard read it, threw it in the trash. 2 other guards held him down. They handcuffed him, and they cut off his locks. His locks was down his knees. And keep in mind, again, as I just said, them not cutting their locks is a sign of their devotion to their religion. And so the Supreme Court backed it. And I'm like, what about the separation of church and state? And it was already a law, like if it's for religious reasons, don't cut the hair. Don't cut their hair. And we know in prisons they do, sanitary reasons, blah, blah, blah. But for religious reasons, don't cut the hair. So the officers, completely just disregarded that, and the Supreme Court backed it. And that's another one of those things where, okay, you follow what you want to follow, when you want to follow it. And so, yeah, I was pissed. So we used 3 shades out of here from this palette. This did add the flare that I thought it was going to. 4 shades. 1, 2, 3, and then this one is 4. So that with the other, what, 8? What's that, 12 shades? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shades. 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is a skill. When you can have on like 10 shades and it don't look like it. What? All right, so we're going to take, I need some more of the, you know what, I put 2 away. Need some V27s because we're going to top, we're going to take Moonlit Mauve. This we're going to put first portion of the lid. Pretty, pretty, pretty. And it does just amp it up. And y'all know I was not, I'll say it that way. This whole palette, these shades are creamy. At least 4 of these are from some of the quints that she had. So, you know, almost half the palette are repeat shades. And they complained about the formula. I love this formula. And I loved it in the quints. And now we're going to take, what is there? There's a green. We're going to take Aquamarine Allure. These two are actually from the same quint because I had that quint and I'm like, oh, this is pretty. This is so freaking creamy. Look at the brush marks in here. If you can. I don't know if you can. So we're going to put that over that blue in the center. Well, somewhat center-ish. I used to not like companion palettes because I'm like, I don't want to have to use something as a topper. Like, I just want to pick up a palette and use it. So this to me is showing my growth over the years, or I should say my evolution over the years of how I view eyeshadow usage and makeup usage in general, just like with gradient, with blushes and bronzers and highlighters. So this is just amping it up just a little bit. I need another one. So we're going to take one from our drying mat. And so we have that greenish type shade. No, let's see. We're going to get funky. We're going to put this purple. We did use at the top something else, so no. We're going to take Liquid Sky, this shade here. Is that going to make it too light? Let's just see. So we're going to take Liquid Sky. Y'all, this is a beautiful palette. I thought about getting it, and then I didn't. And then someone surprised me with it, and I was just like, ooh. So it did not add much. I can see the blue shift when I'm looking down here, but it's not translating to where you are, and that is okay. Because if you were to see me in person, you would be like, ooh, girl, that eyeshadow. And I'm like, which one? I got like 13 on my lid. Well, lid and lower lash line. So we're going to put that there. Oh, man. I know you can't. I don't think you can see what I'm seeing. This, man. I'm going to have a lot of brushes to wash again. So far, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 brushes. And we're not done. Do I want to top outer corner? I don't want to top the outer corner because that, oh. All right, we're going to take a brush that we love for under our brow. Thank you for being here, especially if you've been here the entire time, because I know this is a time commitment because we're pushing an hour here. We're going to take Bronze Allure, this shade, and we're going to put this under our brow. And I don't know what lip to do because we got so many colors going on. So we're starting about a third of the way in and coming out. Y'all know I love that little, oh my gosh, that little strip of light. Oh my gosh. This one I've used for this. I can tell by the stab marks in it and the stab marks that you see in this one because I do just tap it. This is a dual chrome. So it's like an orangey and then it's like a gold. It's really subtle, but when I turned it, when I turned the pan is when I saw it. I always feel like I say pan funny. Pan, peeing, not peeing, pan. And sometimes I feel like I say palette funny too. Born and raised in New Jersey, spent some time in New York, lived in Texas, you know, for a few years, and now I'm here. So I have like all sorts of accents. My New York comes out when I'm tired because my tongue gets lazy, and so I'm not being conscious of pronunciation. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. I'm gonna tilt this fan a little bit. Tilt it down a little bit. Upper left, y'all. Oh, I see the blue. This is the Pat McGrath. I love it when like the whole lid looks like it could just be one multi-chrome. What are we gonna do for upper lash line? Because we got a lot going on. Should we just do black? A blue? A brown? And I'm saying that because of our lower lash line. We used this recently, so I don't want to use that again today. The white one is too creamy. It might get away from me. Yellow would punk it out a little bit. Why is there like color on the side of the lid? This is a... Yo, when ink dry, dry. I'm scraping it with my finger and it's not even scraping. This is a metallic blue, purple-ish. To me, it looks like a blurple. That may not show up. I don't think it will. Let's try it. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. MAC 210 brush. I need to leave out some of the products I use so that I'll remember to tag them. Are you going to show up? Oh, damn. No. Are you on a brush? It's on the brush. I think we're going to go over this with a black because this is not really showing up, and I don't want to deal with door line because I still think it's not going to show up much. I do see it. It's very, 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 very low key. Oh, this is not even coming off over here. Yeah, baby needs some door line, and we're not going to do it. And I'm just insistent. I'm stubborn because if I got something to come off on the other side, I can get something to come off on this side, and there it goes. Okay. Do we want to leave this like this or do a black? Let's do a black, which means take out another 210. We have one in our drying mat. Let's just do black. I think the green would be funky. Girl, make up your mind. We'll do a black. Stop being indecisive. A red would pop it. That would give it a punkish element. Oh, do we want to do it? Okay, black. Stop tripping. A red though. Black. Girl, stop being indecisive. Because you've been here long enough and the people are waiting for you to be done because they're being so gracious to stay till the end of the video. So get to the end of the damn video. Yeah, you can see that. So this is MAC Paint Pot in Black Mirror. Eyeliner and lip. What are we going to do for lip? Oh, do a black lip and top. A Gilded Nirvana shadow on top. This is a fun look. There's a lot going on for sure. For sure. F-A space S-H-O. For sure. I'm doing a little baby wing. I have an idea for a series to do, but I think I'm gonna have to like switch the title in my mind. Because I saw a series of pictures that I liked, like troll play type stuff. And the title that I had in my mind for it would overlap with Janessa's videos. And I thought I still had time, but when I double checked the time of her scheduled lives, it showed it in Eastern Standard Time, and I was thinking it was showing Central Standard Time, which meant I would have had like more time, unless I start like an hour early. But for troll play, look, sometimes it does take 2 hours, and so I think I'm gonna just have to change the title in my mind to do that series. I do think it's gonna be a lot of fun. It would be in line with Summerween. Lancome Stills Booster XL mascara base. So it's like a lot of things, a lot of little things that I'm thinking about doing or possibly doing or starting. And even though YouTube is not paying any of my bills, I do put a lot of time into it. And so when I think of other things that come up or other things to do, I think about that too. Like, this is very much a part of my daily life. And I don't want to alter the place that YouTube has in my life, because I do enjoy being here. I enjoy doing videos. I enjoy talking to you. You know, I enjoy doing, you know, live streams. And so it is very much a factor. And for those of you who don't do content, and or if you don't watch a lot of content, you may feel like, girl, it's just a video. But it is very much a part of my daily life. And it is important to me. It's one of my happy places. I'm not going to say it's therapy, because it's not. Therapy helps you long term, clinically speaking. Therapy isn't you put it on, you feel good for a couple hours, and then wash it off. That's not therapy, clinically speaking. And I know people do say makeup is their therapy. Like, yeah, it feels good to sit here. It feels good to do this. And then you wash it off. So, like, what's left? If that feeling stayed, you wouldn't be sitting here doing looks every other day. You know what I'm saying? And people who go to therapy don't go every day. So, okay, let me get off of that. What are we going to do for for lips? I honestly feel like they're doing a nude lip. Who am I? I don't know. Because it is a lot going on. I mean, it's low key, but then as you see the shifts and the colors. What are we going to do for lip? Mold Wine Magic or Wool of Bat, because this is almost like a, let's do this one. This is almost like a nude on me. Do I want to line my lips? Cyber World. Yeah. Even I end up going over the lip liner with a liquid lipstick. This is MAC lip pencil, and that's what it's called, lip pencil. Like, it's not anything like vivid, rich, mechanical liner. It's just clean and basic. That makes me think about Esam's mascara. It's called the mascara. That's it. You know you have a bomb mascara when you call it the mascara. Like, this is it, the mascara, period. I overlined accidentally. And so we're just gonna make this side a little thicker. This is a pretty color. That's what I say it was. Cyber World. It's looking purple to me, especially like where I'm feathering it inward. Because they have one that's called Great Expectations. That's this one. This is Cyber World. So I guess it's a I don't know, some shade of purple. But this is Great Expectations, which is clearly purple. This is nice. And the liquid lipstick, this is from Notoriously Morbid. Wool of Bat, described as rich, deep cherry red. Do I want to try that brown one that I purchased that's not brown? Let's do this one. It is a little bit more grunge than this one. To me, this has a purple tone to it. This is Book Boyfriend, Notoriously Morbid. It's described as warm espresso brown. I like the color, but I don't like that it's not, I thought it was going to be like brown. And when I did this first swipe before, I'm like, oh yeah, that's brown. But then and this smells like burnt toffee. But then as I continue applying it, it doesn't look brown to me. And I was so disappointed. I really thought just throw it away. And I'm like, girl, don't throw it away because you're disappointed, because it is a pretty color. And I remember one of the lessons I had said that I had learned over the years in my makeup journey was give things more of a chance. I used it that first time. I really felt like, girl, just throw it in the garbage. It is a pretty color though. And I do like the color. This just does not look brown to me. I don't know nothing about espresso. I don't like coffee. Don't like the taste of coffee, anything. So maybe this is warm espresso brown. I don't know. Let me know what you think. I do like how it looks with this look, y'all. I look amazing. This is it. This is it. So y'all, we've been here over an hour. Thank you if you've been here the entire time. Feel free to leave your comments below on anything we talked about. Just remember, we are not a place of judgment. Okay, so if you want to push your own agenda, you know, just don't, or it'll just probably get removed. If you're having, and I do believe in healthy debates, and not that I'm trying to debate, I was just saying things that people say that go against what their religious belief says. You know what I mean? So it was sort of like that contradiction type thing. And it's not to be like, yeah, because all Christians are hypocrites. This ain't what we're saying. And as I said, I do know people of other religions and other beliefs, and they have stories about their beliefs. They're like, yeah, this person does this, and that's not what the Holy Quran says. What I believe is that people will be who they are regardless of what they say they believe. So this is not a place of judgment. But anyway, I love the lower lash line. I'm thinking of Michelle right now because all of her looks be grungy, like for real. Like that messy grunge that I say I love and seldom do. So this is like a mature grunge because I'm 56. And I am loving it. I'm starting to babble. I love this look. Thank you for being here. Especially those of you, well, not especially, because I do appreciate any time that anyone is able to give to watching my content. But if you've been here the entire time, let me see. Put a, excuse me, put a green, blue, and purple heart down below. So those 3 color hearts, because we got all them colors going on and more. We're going to go. Thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. Remember, self-acceptance, self-love. That is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you and see you soon. Is that it? What's my outro, Janessa?